4 poems on memory. On a blue-skied, moonlit summer evening of Delhi. On a blue-skied, moonlit summer evening of Delhi, inside a warm, multi-hued shop down the road of Paharganj, I set my heart on a peacock-colored shawl. I set my heart on a peacock-colored shawl. I bargained too little and beamed too much. I was sold a pashmina that wasn't. You are Daryaganj, in camaraderie with Wilde and Manto, Kafka and Premchand. You are Ghalib's final wager at Ballimara, which he has so since won each time Urdu slips into verses of another tongue. You, Agrasene's Bauli burning bare and empty, quenching its thirst of conversations of lovers it knows will leave. You, the plebeian Indian coffee house atop the princely expanse of Connaught Place, that makes delectable omelette toast and discourse on politics. You are the pashmina and the momos of Paharganj's Firangi Gali, overpriced and untrue to their promise, yet warm with familiarity. You are the Delhi of weekend vanishing acts from wintry literature festivals and summer trainings, the Delhi I've been warned I won't love as much if I started to live in it. Vulture. Do you remember the poem where house was a metaphor to mean you and I was determined to burn it? The poem, when it set out, was a sunbird, yellow-bellied, purple-rumped, upside down on a flower hung with a mouth that yearned to swallow the sky. But on the page when it perched, it prayed for a cold and bitter July. It wanted words thinned out to the last layer of their skin, holding within a meaning fermented to putrid perfection. Do you remember the poem? The anatomy of our past dismembered by a bird with a taste for decay. The poem is not over. That sunbird, that vulture, the poem is not over. That vulture still shows up on the page. Each time I set out to draw spring, I spill outside the circles and shapes of who we are into what we've been. My poems, they come from history, and my words, they are always becoming. The sunbird does not set on the page yet. I have heard we learn words long after we felt what they mean. A couple of poems which I haven't memorized them, so I'll be reading. It's called Crow. There came a year when the January morning dragged itself out of bed. The weariness of yesterday still stuck to its eyelids when my sister's half-woken, broken dream of a cheating lover dissolved into her consciousness. When father insisted that government jobs can lighten the weight of concrete in space, when mother drew the curtains at 8:30, acceding to the death of a creeper she had long tried to save. When father and I did not crave for kheer made every year until this one. When before us was a Monday and a window pane, where a crow cawed undisturbed by food. On other years, he was mistaken for grandfather. In this one, his memory had left us too. And the last one is called Survival. I never thought of surviving as outliving until my father died. And growing older became a euphemism for growing fewer. I never thought of surviving as relocating until his insomnia and my ignorance stepped out of their own rooms and met each other. I never thought of surviving as disorientation until a day after he was gone, I sensed passing of time as walking away from him. I never thought of surviving as uncoiling a cruel knowing of breath. I never thought of breath as decay. I never thought of surviving. My father never thought of death. Thank you.